Danny Segura for MMA Junkie. I'm here with Super Sage Northcutt, who is returning to the cage at One Championship Fight Night 10 on May 5th in Colorado. First of all, Sage, thank you so much for taking time to talk to us. And how are you, man?
Man, you got it. A little over a week out. Super excited. Getting ready to head out to Colorado soon.
Yeah, for sure. Where are you right now? In Sacramento?
Yeah, exactly. It's Sacramento.
Okay, nice. Some people went out earlier, I know, for, to get acclimated to the altitude and all that. You're going to get there the week of for fight week, as you mentioned. Did you ever discuss with the team, or did you ever think of getting there earlier? Sort of, what are your feelings, since you're obviously dealing with altitude over there?
No, yeah, exactly. You're right. In Colorado, I think the elevation's a mile high, somewhere around there. And I've been getting some training in. Obviously, in Sacramento, it's barely above sea level, but training up in the mountains in Tahoe a little bit here and there. That's I think something that'll really pay off and help out. And I think getting there a week early will be good enough to acclimate.
Yeah. Also, you're always in crazy shape, man, right? Like altitude, put Sage in 10,000 feet above sea level, right? Like that's nothing for you. So, Sage, I got to ask you, man, this is also your first fight in 4 years. The last time you fought was in May of 2019. That was a whole pandemic ago. I mean, the world is much different. Do you almost have to kind of pinch yourself and realize, like, is this really happening? Because, I mean, it's been a long road for you, man.
Man, you're right. Yeah, it's been, about 4 years. It's crazy. I was looking forward to getting back out there sooner, and I wish I could have got out there sooner. Now it's time to get out there, and it's really great timing, actually, because One Championship's first U.S. card, getting to be a part of that's super exciting for me, and I think really exciting for the fans too.
Yeah, no doubt. And do you feel extra, I guess, anxious or nervous or excited? What's the feeling like? Or is it the same as when you were an active fighter and you were kind of just, frequently fighting?
It's like you said, it's been a little bit of time. So obviously, I've been keeping watch of the fighters, keeping watch of how the game's kind of evolving and changing over the last 4 years. But for me, it's more excitement, not really nervousness. I think that every fighter, before they go out there, pretty much everybody gets those butterflies in their stomach and they're anxious to get out there. So I think I'm probably going to have that, but it's going to be exciting to see how I'm feeling the day of the fight.
Yeah. So you obviously had some injuries against Cosmo Alexandre that delayed, obviously, that put you out for a while. Then I believe you had some issues with COVID, right? When you tried to return a couple years later. Did you ever think that you weren't going to return to this spot? Did retirement ever cross your mind? Or did you feel like sooner or later I'm bound to get back in the cage?
I tell you what, after my first fight with One, obviously it didn't go as planned, but I was already looking back to get into training as soon as possible and get back out there, and was very eager to get out there. Then once I got healed up, I was set to fight Shinya Aoki, and about the COVID situation, I literally caught COVID about a week before having to fly all the way to Singapore, which is crazy. So that really affected me, and I was dealing with some stuff, trying to train through that. Before I even knew I had COVID, I was trying to train really hard and train through that. Then I found out, and I was like, I don't want to have this affect my performance. So I was trying to do what I could, but obviously that didn't work out as I would have liked it. But really excited to get back out there and get back out there fighting again.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I'm sure the fans are super excited to see you back because, again, as you mentioned, it's been a good while. I know you're a very positive guy and you have a very positive mindset. Somebody could look at, the injuries, the COVID, all this. I mean, just the pandemic itself and sort of be a little bit down, right? Like, oh, why are all these things happening to me? I know you're super positive, but at any point during that lapse of sort of injuries and delays, did you ever get down? Did you ever feel upset or frustrated with what was going on in your career?
It was absolutely frustrating. I mean, mostly you look at every sport around the world and there's always injuries, especially the sport of mixed martial arts. Fighters get injured all the time. You look at it in training, you look out there in the fights, there's injuries happen. And some of the best fighters in the world champs, people that are undefeated, they've had all sorts of injuries. Look at Conor McGregor breaking his leg. That's crazy. Anderson Silva snapped his leg. Look at Habib, his knee was hurt for a while. You look at some of the best guys, and injuries happen. So that's part of the game. With the COVID thing, mostly everybody got COVID. I mean, that's kind of like a lot of people went through that. And, there's stuff that seems like a setback. And, sometimes it's something leading to something great. And just making sure that you're staying positive and hopeful. And that's something that's really helped me out.
Yeah. A lot of fighters that experience sort of delays or injuries, sometimes they get a lot of time, obviously away from fighting, but also, they get more time in their hands to do other things. I'm wondering, maybe it doesn't have to be inside of the sport of MMA. If you worked on something specifically during this time off, or maybe just in your life in general, pick up any new hobbies or something. Wondering, what was going on in your life during that time off that maybe we didn't hear as much from you?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was during the time off that I haven't fought. Obviously, I had like a year period where I was healing up from my injury. I was set to come back. I was training super hard, set to come back. Had a fight set, caught COVID like a week before flying out overseas, and that folded out the way it did, and that was unfortunate, but bad timing. But once I got over being sick from COVID and I healed up from that, I've just been training a lot and kind of got my feet wet and planting some vegetables and fruits and just enjoying that. That's been pretty cool. I got one of my buddies, Chad. He's taught me some things, and yeah, it's been pretty nice.
What are you growing? I'm guessing at home?
Yeah, all sorts of vegetables. It only takes a few months for them to grow, but you got everything from vegetables and fruits like peaches, apple trees, green onions, tomatoes, kale, a bunch of different things.
Do you have a big space at home for that? Think you like a big backyard or something?
It doesn't really take that much space. You need a little bit of sunlight and make sure you're watering them and have some good soil with nitrogen. You're good.
Oh man, we need a video. We need some sort of feature on Sage's crops here. I mean, this is very interesting stuff, man. Yeah, yeah. And but I guess back to fighting. You lost the Shinya Aoki bout, or at least for now. But is that something that in the future you'd like to pick up again, if available?
Yeah, that one didn't go through, obviously. Like I said, horrible timing with the COVID situation. No one could have expected that, like right before the fight, catching that. But yeah, definitely. Right now, though, I'm focused on this fight against my opponent, May 5th, next Friday. So after that fight, definitely something I can see in the future. Absolutely.
Yeah. And wondering, sometimes also with this time off, not only do you get to, pick up a new hobby and grow crops and fruits and vegetables and all this, but also some people, redefine their career and make new goals or maybe adjust them. Curious for you, what's still the goal in this sport? What is it that you're trying to achieve, or the things that you're trying to achieve if there's more than one?
Like everybody, I think most people in one championship or in the sport, they want to be the champ. So that hasn't changed for me. And some of the best fighters out there, they have off nights. You look at George St. Pierre, he had an off night and lost a fight. Wasn't from the odds, the papers, how it stacked up, wasn't going to lose. And sometimes the best guys, best fighters, best people out there in their sports or whatever they do, top guys don't have their night. So for me, I would like to be very active, like to get out there and have a great career with one championship.
Yeah. And curious, as far as the contract with the promotion, is there a set time as well for it, or is it just the number of fights? How does it work with one?
That's something I have to ask my manager to find out, but yeah.
Okay, curious about that. Obviously this is a historic event because it is one championship's first card here in the US. And also, they have a pretty sweet deal with Amazon now. So it seems it's reaching far more into the US market. Have you experienced that? Like people reaching out a little bit more, at least I know in Asia, one championship is very big. And it's big here in the US, but now that they have more of a inroads into the market, have you experienced sort of the growth? Have you felt it?
I think the growth has been something that you can see. Obviously, like you said, one championship signed a multi-year fight deal with Amazon Prime Video, 12 fights per year. Live on Amazon Prime Video. So that's huge. And I think having this fight, their first fight in the US, is one championship just going to take off. So I think it's going to be great for them. I think there's going to be a lot of growth with one championship.